Welcome back to MilduraWeekly.com.au. Joining me in the studio today is Mildura Rural City Councillor Jason Modica. Jason, thanks so much for coming in.
Good afternoon, Vinny. Thanks for the invitation.
No, pleasure to have you, mate. Now, we've got you in ahead of the Municipal Association of Victoria annual meeting that's taking place this week. You're going to be heading down and representing Council at that event. Can you just take us through, I guess, what's involved in this meeting and Council, what Council's going to be doing, I guess, as a part of this?
Well, the Municipal Association of Victoria is obviously the large representative body for the 79 LGAs in Victoria, and there's 55 motions that will be put up that everybody will consider and vote on. And Mildura Rural City as a council at the last meeting, the meeting before, voted in to bring 3 motions to the MAV Council, and one was to do with the rating system and the review and the CIV and how it affects different municipalities in different ways, and just for the MAV and the review committee to be aware of maybe the discrepancies between smaller LGAs with more residential properties to rate and larger municipalities like our own. The second one was to do with waste and the crisis that's happened in waste recycling at the moment, and we've put up a motion and we hope we get support for to look at different ways of dealing with recycling and waste in Victoria and our region. And the final one was the calling for a Royal Commission into the Murray-Darling Basin after the council has had, it's nearly 2.5 years since the former mayor and I, Glenn Milne, drove up to Broken Hill to discuss the initial impacts of over-extraction and rule changes. Yeah,
all 3 issues are quite statewide in their influence and impact, and obviously the calls for a federal Royal Commission into the Murray-Darling Basin is something that obviously has national ramifications, but something our council is very much leading. Was that a set focus from council to put things up at this meeting that have that level of increased awareness, so that to garner more support from the other 79 or 78 LGAs in attendance?
Yes, I think the 3 motions very much address that larger picture of what municipal councils do when they can get together. They do affect all councils in a very different way, but to have that dialogue and debate on the day will be fascinating to see how different councils pull it apart, because we all have our own biases and our own locations that need certain attention. So
yeah. In terms of you heading down and representing, looking forward to that opportunity, I guess, to liaise and obviously be that voice for council.
Yeah, it's Regional Cities Victoria too. We're also having a meeting on Thursday as well, so it'll be nice to catch up with. I've met with people that I've met before who represent their councils when the larger meetings come along, and it just gives you that opportunity to see how intricate the decision making is between the 3 levels of government. And if you do really want to change something within your community, you have to be aware of the issue, be quite articulate on the topic, and be able to deliver it to people who can listen and then maybe change things when the time comes. And it's not easy. It's a lot of effort.
Best case scenario, the motions that council's put up get supported. What do you see as being the long-term benefits for our region if they are supported?
Oh, look, I think looking at the rate review strategy is interesting in regard to capital investment value and how that plays out. I think data suggests that it's a little bit more difficult in the larger rural regions to pay for rates. So just having that assessed and to put our case forward to be assisted with the federal assistance grants. The waste is a big issue. Even the container deposit keeps coming up in the Victorian Parliament. It'd be great to nail that on the head and start with something, and then look at what we do with our waste, even the FOGO that's coming up for Mildura next year, in regard to being lean on the waste we create and utilising the waste that we can put into somewhere else for something that's profitable. And the water, as you well know, we've spoken about it quite a lot, is really, really important. I think the structure of the Murray-Darling Basin Plan has worked well to get the states to agree with a federal oversight, but the implementation of that has seemed to have become quite political. So just asking those questions of what are the benefits of the Basin Plan, is it sustainable for water to be at the price it is, and what effect is that having on communities, whether it's positive like our community with the growth in ag and horticulture, or even listening to a few radio interviews today about the people moving out of dairy around Kahuna. There's massive issues around there, so it's a very difficult debate to have, but one that truly needs to be had.
Perfect. Jason, thank you so much for popping in and having a chat ahead of your trip.
Thanks very much, Vinny. I always appreciate it, mate.
Be sure to tune back into MilduraWeekly.com.au for more videos, and be sure to grab a copy of this week's free Mildura Weekly for more on this story.